No place like the Qube.
Hey, I'm Adell.
And I'm Anna.
And we are AD Productions. Get ready to nod your head and laugh out loud as we bring an unfiltered perspective to Black life in predominantly white spaces. So, welcome to the Head Nod, Season 1, Black Life at a PWI.
Through challenges faced and victories won, in this PWI world, we are second to none. Our legacies written, bold and grand. Being Black at a PWI, we proudly stand. Period. Welcome to the Head Nod.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, indeed. We back with another episode, and this time it's just me and Adell. ACAD Productions up in here.
I'm just sound effects today. I'm here for it, though.
Oh, boy. Just want y'all to know my Virgo is going out of control. Okay, Adele's like, we just gonna talk. I'm like, Lord have mercy.
But it's good, though, because I feel like it don't gotta be, I mean, we have some guided points, but I feel like we're about mid-season, and we've talked to a lot of people. We've heard some crazy stories, and I feel like it's good to kind of just like check in again and be like, dang, you know, we got more stories to tell too, you know, and we're not the interviewers that talk about ourselves when other people are talking about themselves. So now it's a space for us to talk about ourselves. Yay.
Yay.
Anna is you're the only Virgo that I like. I'm gonna just put that out there.
Understood. Yeah. And I tell you all the time, it's because I've been through therapy, okay?
True that. Okay, so what about this? Of all of the guests that we've had so far, what are the top 3 stories that stick with you that you've heard?
Ooh. I mean, Tree's energy is just so wild. Mm-hmm. And now I know what the world of Boilermaker is, okay? So.
Yes. And to understand Tree's story, you get more once she started talking about her life at Purdue. Like, I understand now why you are who you are.
Child. All the things, okay?
Yes. I would say one of my top moments was Chris and that stripper story with the squirting stripper.
Ooh-wee. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much, my friend. Yeah, that was definitely a good one. And I will say Amber has a special place. She was the first episode, but also yes. I really love the idea of a Somerville place. Like, I really love the idea of a PWI having a space for first year students who identify as Black to live with each other. Mm. And I mean, I think that can go for any ethnicity. Just choose one, okay?
Yeah.
Because you need that community. So that one, I don't know. Honorable mention? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we got to mention that because she the first one who told us about her daddy being gone to get financial aid. So listen.
I was just talking to somebody the other day about that story, okay?
Yes. So we have our top moments.
Okay.
But as we're talking about holidays, are there any memorable moments? You know, this is out during Thanksgiving week. Is there any memorable Thanksgiving week stories you may have had about being a student?
Well, Thanksgiving, you know, I went to school not too far away from home. So Des Moines is only about 5 hours away from Chicago. So, and there were so many of us from Chicago. We would road trip back home. Definitely remember people staying at my house. I remember going to friends' homes, you know, not on Thanksgiving Day, okay, because we had jobs, okay? I was an indentured servant. I was an indentured servant on Thanksgiving, okay, to my mama, okay? Because my mom's Thanksgivings were second to none. There was no Thanksgiving like my mama's Thanksgiving. Fried turkey, regular turkeys, hams, dressing, yams, greens, green beans, casseroles, pineapple coconut cakes, peach cobblers, pound cakes. She made everything.
Dessert. Ooh.
She made everything. Everything. Only thing she didn't make was the sweet potato pies, and that's when my grandmother was living. That's only because that was her thing. But everything else, my mom made, and she had to bring out she had to bring out the china. Okay, it only came out on Thanksgiving.
That Thanksgiving china, yeah.
Okay, and I was forever on dusting duty. Okay, me and the pledge, just up and down and throughout the house. So Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving is a special holiday, despite the fact that it's really a terrible day.
Yeah, I just call it food eating day. I'm like the day for eating.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at.
A day for giving thanks. That's pretty much all it is.
Pretty much, yes. Yeah. Just break it down. So me in school, like, Thanksgiving was cool. My first year was a little rough because my parents were like separated. So it was just like, where do I go? You know what I'm saying? Like, do I not go to this new house or whatever? But when you were talking, it reminded me of this time where we were coming back from a holiday break and I got stranded on the side of the road. That happened. Yeah.
And you're just gonna stop the story? Like, what happened on the side of the road? Did AAA come to the rescue?
I didn't have AAA because I was very much a student. Broke. So I had this little red Pontiac Sunfire that I named Tink because I like Tinkerbell, and it was just covered in little Tink stuff. And I had been driving throughout all of DC streets, and at one point I went down this one street, and like they had those big metal plates, and my car rolled over it, and it kind of sunk a little bit, and I had to get like my dad to pull me out of it. But then when they checked my car, they were like, it's okay. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Not going to question it. So then 2 days later, I'm driving back to school, and I went to school in Erie, Pennsylvania. So that required me to go on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And literally, we were coming through Breezewood, Pennsylvania, like the bottom where Maryland meets Pennsylvania, and driving along, about to merge to the exit towards the turnpike, and we're just singing, and all of a sudden my car goes just like slows down and completely stops. Like I just coasted to the curb, and I'm like, did I run out of gas? No, engine won't turn over, nothing is happening, and out of nowhere it just starts snowing and raining.
No.
Girl, I'm like 2 hours away from home, and yeah, my mom didn't have a car at the time. So it's me and two of my girlfriends. And we're like, no, it's three of us. It's three of them. So it's four of us total. And we're like calling, but like my two friends from DC, their moms don't have vehicles. That's why they're riding with me. And then my other friend was from New York. Like, she's nowhere near home. So we're just like, what do we do? And so I'm like, okay, the Breezewood exit is like 1.5 miles. I'ma just walk it with my gas tanker thing and see if I can get gas. So traffic is starting to build up. A guy pulls up and is like, y'all need help? I'm like, yeah, I think we need gas. And he's like, okay, I'll get you time to come back. Dude left and never came back. So wherever you are, dude, F you, okay? Like he just never, he never returned. So then another guy pulls up, this little white guy, and he's like, what's going on? And we're like, we're stranded on the side of the road. And I'm like, I'm going to go walk. And he's like, no, I'll give you a lift to the thing. And I'm like, okay. And so without thinking, I hop in this man's car and mosey down the road. And I left my 3 friends in the car. And then it dawned on them, why didn't any of us go with you?
And I'm glad you said that because I'm sitting here like, why are you going alone?
I don't know. I'm in the car, and as we roll, I'm like getting nervous, and I'm like texting them and like, like, hey, we haven't made it to the stop yet. We finally get to Breezewood, get gas. At this point, it's pouring down, raining. It is freezing outside, like freezing, like the Pennsylvania winds have set in. And so it takes us about an hour because traffic. And so then they're freaking out. I'm like, I'm okay, I'm coming back. So then we come back, we have to pass them and then get back on their side and come on. At this point, the state trooper is out there and it's like, you can't leave your car on the side of the road. We're like, we're not trying to. We're stranded. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so he pours the gas into the car. It takes it, but then he's like, I think you might need oil. He pours oil, and out of nowhere, like we just see it shooting out the bottom of the car. like a severe oil leak. So he's like, yeah, you can't go anywhere right now with that. So then he's like, well, where are you guys going? We're like, we're going back to school. And they're like, he's like, okay, well, I can take you to school. So then we're like, we don't really know what else to do. Like, all right, well, let's just at least get to the gas station and figure out we don't got no money. We don't like, but a little bit of $50 between us, $60. And so the state trooper gets my car towed. We get in the car with him and he's like, well, I live near here if you guys want to come to my house and I can order you guys some pizza or whatever.
So did we take the state trooper up on that pizza?
It wasn't the state trooper that offered. It was the random guy that was helping us on the side of the road. The state trooper was like, getting you towed, you're good. And he left.
Oh, dang.
So we went with the guy that we met on the side of the road.
Oh, my God. God bless the Good Samaritans.
Seriously, because like we didn't have no money to our name. We couldn't sleep in the gas station. Our parents couldn't get to us in time. It was pouring, raining, and snowing. We really felt like we had no other option, right?
Right.
So then we get to his house. It's like through the woods and all middle of Pennsylvania. I was just like, I'm observing everything. And I'm like, okay, that's that street. I'm just taking it all in. And we get there and he gives us a tour of his house. He has like this deep freezer that was huge. We were like, bodies could fit in that freezer. And then he's a, what's it called? Like a taxidermist. He has like dead animals in his house that are like stuffed with stuff and stuff. And then he has this huge safe that says Jesus on the front. And we open it and it's full of guns and shotguns and weapons.
I do not approve this message. For anyone listening,
Anna,
don't you ever do this.
Don't you ever. Never. Listen. We saw them guns. I was like, yo. So he was like, you can sleep in this room. My daughter goes to y'all school. I know exactly who she is. I know she lives in Ohio Hall, like whatever. We're like, oh, okay. And so we were in the room and then like I couldn't sleep. So we all decided to sit in his front room, which was away from his bedroom. And then I was like, I'm not going to sleep. So we had already planned, like one of our friends was a track star. It was like, yo, if he come out here on some bullshit, you run and get the keys over there. We just going like literally just somebody going to push him down. We're going to sacrifice this one friend to push him down. And then I was the only one who could drive. So slide me the key. We're going to drive and get out of there. Yeah. Yeah. He did order us pizza. Our one friend was being extra greedy, kept asking for more and more food. I'm like, girl, you in a stranger's house. And then the next morning, he seemed a little upset, like that we didn't sleep in the room, but whatever. But he drove us all the way back to school. And then he introduced us to his daughter.
Wow.
And we ended up like, I mailed him once I got some money, like a thank you card and a care package. And my mom sent him some stuff. Yeah, we stayed in touch with him for a while. I think he passed away like 2 years ago. Like he was a really kind person.
Wow.
I will never do that ever again. But he was a really kind person.
Yeah, we ought not test fate twice. But woo, when the angels show up, you know.
Listen.
Comes in the form of a white man with a lot of guns and
white man with
weird stuffed animals.
Yeah. And a deep freezer that could fit people.
Everybody. Well, I'm glad y'all made it out of there. What a, man. Today with social media, everything, it's so hard to trust people. I have good intentions. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of human beings out here who are kind. And so I'm glad somebody kind came around.
Yeah, because the state trooper was out. The state trooper was like, you're getting towed by. Like, he rolled out. He did not care.
Said, y'all are not my concern.
Like, you are not. Your car is off the side of the road. Be well. That's all he gave us. That's all he gave us.
He said, I got to go back to this.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. What a story.
Yep. And I was coming home from one of the, I think, Thanksgiving break. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got nothing so exciting. Not even close. Nobody.
Not even close?
No.
Oh, I have a question. Because, I learned about Plaid Anna, as I lovingly call
Plaid
her.
Anna.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Anna that used to wear plaid all the time.
I did. There were lots of boxes in my closet. Lots of shirts that made boxes.
Like,
I should say that. I had lots of shirts that made boxes.
So when you got to school, did you feel like that was kind of a safe space to explore and discover who you really were, like your sexuality? Like, how did you kind of find yourself?
Yes and no. So I still was not out.
While at college?
Yeah. No, not the first, not in the beginning. No, not at all. And so much of this I can't even really talk about in real life. So yeah, when I got to college, I was not out. I'm sure people knew or had an idea like, oh, that girl, yeah, she gay. But it was not something I had truly ever articulated out loud, or I had not tapped into the queer Anna. I was just Anna who wore a lot of plaid shirts, a lot of button ups. I was an athlete, right? I walked on to the softball team. I should have walked on to the basketball team, but life does what it want to do. I didn't have that confidence in the game, even though I was good, you know.
Yeah.
But walked onto the softball team. That was a whole mood. And I was not this Anna. Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
This was not her, okay?
Yeah.
I was still a very conservative Christian kid from a working middle class family, okay? One of my speeches growing up, I did this speech for the VFW, and I won the speech. It's the coolest award ever on the planet. And my aunt gave me this speech recently, and I was like, oh my God. I did the acronym speech where I took America and like said something different for like every letter of America. And one of them is like religion. Like, there should be no separation between church and state. We should, girl. That speech.
Wow. Alrighty then.
Girl, that was dangerous, okay? I was a dangerous little Christian kid. That speech is one for the books. So yeah, absolutely was not that.
Yeah.
That queer out kid. Absolutely not.
All right. Well, I think what I'm hearing is there have been a lot of growth in self-discovery.
Chile. So this one time, so let me tell you, there was this one girl in school who was definitely cute. She was definitely queer. And I remember it like it was yesterday. It was at this party and everybody was doing their thing. And she leaned over and kissed me in front of everybody. Everybody at the party, she just leaned and like just went in. And I was stuck. I was so stuck. I was like, and my mouth was just open. That's what I remember.
And then what?
And I remember, well, we ended up dating for the next like 4 years.
Yeah,
like my whole time at an undergrad, we were together. But she was just that type of aggressive human being. And that pretty much has been what I've been attracted to my entire life. It's been very consistent as being the exact opposite of me. So, but I remember that. It was a lot of balance. Always a lot of balance. Yeah. Yeah, that was some kiss, boy.
Look at you. Oh.
Yeah.
Not mad at it. Man, them parties will do it to you. That's for sure.
The parties was lit, man. Us and Tweet. That was the Tweet moment.
Oh yeah, y'all did say that.
Ooh. Yeah. Was that
ooh, there goes my shirt
that one
up over my head.
The shirts was literally going over the head. Okay.
They waited for that song. Okay.
I could not wait for that song, okay? Because they couldn't wait for that song.
Tell you what I did last night. You're like, it's time. It's time.
Tell me all about it, Tweet. Tell me. Yes.
You know what's funny though, too? Like, I was talking about that the other day. Like, when you think of like certain things can trigger certain memories. So like in certain songs that came out, like Blame It on the Alcohol, Jamie Foxx came out when I was in college. Couldn't tell me nothing when that song came on, okay? What? You couldn't tell me a single word, okay?
Blame it all on the alcohol.
Blame it all. Blame it on the goose. Got me feeling loose.
It was some Patron.
Yes.
Got me in the zone. Yeah.
It brings you all the way back. Like, dang. Ooh.
Thank you, Jamie Foxx. Yes,
yes. And honestly, that was also the time when what's his name? I can see his face. What's his name? Sean Paul, the Jamaican guy. What's his name?
Oh yeah. Is he Jamaican?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
He was doing
Sean Paul.
hit after hit after hit after hit, like
dance hall.
Dance hall. Just give it a light and pass the draw.
Sure. Yes. Drop it low, girl.
Yes.
They love that song.
Listen, couldn't tell me a word. Okay.
Oh, loved it when the ladies got down on that.
Look at you.
Thank you, Sean Paul.
Right? Oh gosh. Oh man. You know, you were saying like you didn't get to do walk-on for basketball. Is there anything else when you think about your college time? Was there like something where you're like, dang, looking back, I wish I would have done that?
Nah, that's the only thing pretty much in my whole entire life. I pretty much live with no regrets in general. Yeah. That is the only regret I have in my whole life, is that I did not give myself a chance to try out for the basketball team.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think for me, I wish I would have studied abroad. Like, I had the opportunity to, and I was like right there. And then like my mom got sick and I like freaked out. And even though at the time that I would have went, I was about to go to New Zealand. The time that I would have went, she was better. I just didn't feel comfortable leaving, and I never looked back. Like I never like tried again. Like that's my only thing. I wish I would have experienced that then. You know, I still have gone international, but I would have liked to. That's like one thing I wish I would have just kind of went back to.
Yeah. I wanted to study abroad too. I wanted to go to Madrid. And the timing just didn't work. I wasn't interested in staying an extra year in college, and the way things like the credits and all of that, it just didn't align. So it never happened. Mm-hmm. But I don't regret that. I regret the basketball thing, but yeah.
Yeah. Right? Because I'm watching you in the games right now.
Man, I was good.
I believe that.
Yeah, I was good. But, you know, when you're an 18-year-old kid, confidence ain't always the number one thing on the list.
Yeah.
You know? You can be good at a lot of things. I was a leader on campus, all those things. But coming from a small school, when it came to athletics, I didn't really have a lot of confidence because I didn't feel like we went up against the best of the best competition. And coming out of Chicago, it's very easy to feel that way. We were in the private school league versus like the public school league where all the ballers was at, right? So, yeah, definitely my one life regret.
Yeah. No, I get that too. Because it's like when you go to a PWI from wherever, like where you're used to a certain type of thing. Like my high school is an art school. And so me doing like spoken word and poetry, wherever. And I remember we were at like our first, I went to this session with the Black student culture, with the like all the Black students, right? The Association of Black Collegians. And they were just kind of talking. And then they started like doing this fake cipher. So I just went in on it and started saying a few words. And it was like, oh, hold on. You rap? I was like, I do poetry. They was like, oh, you gonna speak at the next poetry thing we doing next month? I was like, okay. Like just kind of getting thrown into stuff. And I remember like feeling more confident around my people in that space because I had done it. I had competed nationally. I had been on the youth poetry slam team. And then I remember feeling so deflated when I went my first poetry class and I read my poem in front of like my white professor, and she ripped that thing to shreds. Okay, like it wasn't even constructive. I hadn't had professors and teachers and mentors in high school that liked everything I did. Like we would literally open someone's piece and dissect it and give feedback and deconstruct and break it down. But she was just like going for the jugular. There was nothing constructive. There was no, okay, try this instead of this. It was just like pretty much like, I don't like this. Like, and nothing else I could do to really fix it. So it's like, you know, on one hand, I was just like, dang, this really sucks. And I really took it to heart. And then I remember coming back a few months later, I was like, listen, man, my stuff ain't for everybody. I'm very Black. So I just kind of eventually, I like Black things and Black people, and I have Black experiences, and this white class with these white teachers and these white kids is just not going to get where I'm coming from. And I'm okay with that now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, you were the poet of DC, weren't you?
Yes.
So I
One
would
of
imagine.
them. One of them.
Y'all, I'm gonna find some videos, some tape, something to bring to this podcast, okay? Because little do you know,
yes.
AC of AC.
Exactly. That's what you get.
What I'm saying is, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. She was poetry slamming it before poetry slamming it was slamming.
Snap. Yeah.
You see what I mean? Yeah. Let's see. Oh no, did you tell us about your Thanksgivings?
No, I just told you about me coming back from Thanksgiving and getting straight on the side of the road.
All right.
There was that. And see, it's good to even hear like your story about you dating and stuff. Like I was in a relationship in college, but it was so effing toxic. But I was so like in. I was just in. Like
I can't say ours was necessarily healthy. Bad. I think it was okay until it wasn't.
Right. And then I just refused to let go. Like, and then like looking back, I'm like, Adell. And then I would let go a little bit and move on, and then there'll be something else. And it got really, really bad. Like he literally left me in Erie one time. Like he left me. I was at the door with my bags, and that man just went home.
Oh wow.
Left. We lived together too at that time. He straight up left me. Okay.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Well, I will say, no, I think our relationship, from what I recall, was actually really good. What was funny though was that she was one of the people that would come home with me. So before I came out, she would be like staying in my room, right? And after I came out to my mom, she was like, "Wait." So
she was putting two and two together.
I don't care who you date.
No, that's right.
And nobody sleeping in the same rooms around here in my house. Yeah. I mean, that was one of the beautiful things about being a lesbian. It still is. Like, when it comes to housing and rooms, like, no boys. Okay.
Cool. Wasn't planning on it anyway.
Works for me.
Yes.
I don't know how they deal with that today, but I'm like, there's nothing gendered about this situation.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it was hilarious. My mom was not happy about that.
Dang.
But it was too late, so.
Yeah, it's already had happened.
Yeah.
A few times for what it sounded like. So.
Absolutely. Like, she was definitely helping with the setup of Thanksgiving. Like, definitely at our house.
She was all the way in. Yes.
Oh, yeah. She was all the way in. And
yes.
Yeah, for sure. Hilarious.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we had a good relationship. I see her from time to time here in Chicago.
Is she from there?
Yeah.
Oh, did you know that when y'all first like started dating, or was you kind of locked in? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her family lived in the burbs. But
yeah. The dude I was talking to was from DC too. That's so crazy. Like just kind of locking in with someone like from, But I guess when you're out there and it's like finding someone who relates to home, it's a little easier to be like, oh, we know things. You can crack jokes about certain places, or just having that relatable person that's like right there with you. Yeah.
Yeah. And so many of us were from the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone knew a little bit about Chicago.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
It was like 3 of us from DC up there. And then you had those people who were like, I'm from DC, but they were from Maryland or Virginia, which is not the same. So.
You said, don't do that.
Don't do that.
You don't do that.
Yay. Well, this has been fun.
This has been fun.
You got through it.
We did it.
Look at you.
Without no script.
With no script or nothing. Yeah.
And no written points.
See?
Don't worry, y'all. I'm here with my fidgeter.
The Aquarius freedom has seeped into the Virgo call. See, look, we're good. It was fun.
I'm good because I have my little fidgeter thing.
Yay.
I'm fidgeting. No, I hope y'all have a good holiday.
And keep listening to the head nod. Oh, you did have a point that you wanted to talk about, but you probably forgot because you're a fidgeter.
I am a fidgeter.
The great debate.
The great debate.
The great debate. Yes.
Adell.
Yes.
Do you head nod up or do you head nod down?
I head nod up. Yes.
I do as well, but
yes, we've discovered.
I have found that when I encounter, now I know what Sequoia said, and we're going to give Sequoia all the love on this one, okay?
All the love, yes.
She told us that we head nod down when we want to show somebody some respect.
I feel some type of way from that context a little bit. Not Sequoia's, but when we were in Denver, I kept head nodding up, and everybody hit me with the to respect the elder. From what I was told, I was like, "What energy am I giving out here?" Because I'm sad. Did you do the eyebrow with it? Yeah.
Hey.
And then they're like, "Oh,
hey.
like,
oh,
like, no. Right?" I was like, "Not the damn." Everybody did that to me. Everybody.
And you know what? I find myself in Chicago going down with the head nod to a lot of older people. And I'll have to say to myself, is that a thing?
It's a thing.
Or Adell, could it be that one person head nods up and the other person head nods down as sort of like a
response?
Hello? Yeah, it's like a response like,
hey, how you doing?
Yeah. Hey.
I have to observe next time because that's true. Yeah. I feel better about that. Everyone doesn't think I'm old. Yeah. Yes.
Family want to know. We want to know. Do you head nod up or do you head nod down? Yeah. What you doing over there? Or is it a call and response? Someone head nods up and then you down as like, I see you.
I see you. We see each other.
I don't know. I just be head nodding.
I do too. Yeah. I like to head nod people to see how they're going to react. Like the funniest people are the people that avoid you.
Like, avoid all eye contact.
About all eye contact. You be like this. They be like.
Especially if we like walking down a long hallway. You know what I'm saying? Like in college, like we be walking. Those paths to classes be long. The hallways is long. And so if there's a black person walking towards you and we synced each other, okay?
We synced each other.
There is a point in the distance between the two where it's time to make eye contact. There becomes a point. There's a time to look.
Yes.
And when you don't look, we know who you are.
Know who you are. And then do you head nod with a hand gesture too? Because some people be like,
only when I'm in Mississippi.
Or the head nod in the wave, like, hey. Or the head nod in the two fingers. Yeah.
Not the two fingers. I don't do the peace sign to the people. No.
Or
it's
this
more
head,
like
you do the head nod up and point, like
No.
What type of head nodder
are you? Indeed.
Where's my camera? You.
Yes, indeed. I can't wait to see what comes out of this.
I know.
But I do hope y'all have a good holiday, good time with your family.
Stay safe.
It's about being grateful. So just
eat well and love
stay in gratitude. Yeah.
Head nods and hugs for the day of thankfulness.
Head nods and hugs. Yeah. Hugs and head nods.
Hugs and head nods.
That's a shirt.
That's a t-shirt. Copywritten here at the Head Nod ACAD Productions. Thank you. Gotta put the tag out there.
Thank you and good night.
Good night.
Thank you for tuning in to the Head Nod Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on the Qube app and at DCP Official across social. Family, follow my sis Adell at I am Adell Coleman across all socials.
And follow the coolest to ever do it, Anna DeShawn at Anna DeShawn on all socials.
Listen wherever you get your podcasts. And if you really dig it, leave a rating and a review. Keep nodding your heads with us. Until next time, this is the Head Nod.